The Oscar nominations are going to come out very soon, and we are going to talk to you about what we expect to come out of that. What is going to get nominated, what should get nominated, etc. Do the 8 major categories. I guess let's start with Best Actor and work around the horn. I selected that completely randomly. Okay, so Matt, Best Actor, what's your thoughts?
I think this one is practically a gimme at this point. I think the guy to beat in this category is Jeff Bridges. He got the award from the Screen Actors Guild. They gave him Best Actor. He also won the Golden Globe. And his performance in Crazy Heart is fantastic. If that movie gets a Best Picture nomination, which it probably won't, but if it will, it'll be primarily upon his performance. It's really, a lot of people are saying one of the best performances we've seen out of him in a long time. And really, he's one of those guys that arguably he's due. And say what you will about what the Academy may or may not do and how much they're supposed to be voting for quality. We all know that there's a certain political aspect into it and a certain sentimental aspect of their voting. And I think that he's going to benefit from that.
That's interesting. All right, Ben, thoughts?
I think that Jeff Bridges is won. It's over.
It's already over.
They love Jeff Bridges. I didn't know that Jeff Bridges was that beloved in the performance community, but he is. I loved his line at the Golden Globes that was sort of muffled by the cheering when he said, essentially, I'm paraphrasing, "Hey, you're screwing up my reputation as the underrated Jeff Bridges."
That's funny.
Yeah.
You should get an award on that alone.
Yeah.
I didn't love anybody in this category, and normally I can't decide between 3 different guys. So I agree with you guys that it's going to be a landslide. He's going to win. There's not much competition. They love to reward actors that have been good for a long time but have not been rewarded. He fits into all the categories. And it's one of those movies where it's like, he's playing this guy and it's totally him. And I mean, this was made to give Jeff Bridges an Oscar,
and
it's
very
going
good. And there's nothing wrong with. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying, "My God, Jeff Bridges should have an Oscar."
Right.
I really don't.
And my pointing out the history of a certain amount of sentiment on behalf of the Academy, in no way do I mean to say
I know you don't.
that Bridges doesn't deserve
the sentiment is usually because they think, "Holy crap, John!
How have we not given Martin Scorsese
why
an
don't we
Oscar
give John
ever?"
Wayne or Martin Scorsese an Oscar? We better do it.
Yeah.
Jeremy Renner is going to get nominated for The Hurt Locker. I don't think there's any question about it.
I don't think he'll get it.
No, I don't. I think Jeff Bridges got it in the bag. But just worth mentioning how good Colin Firth was in A Single Man. I think that would actually be where maybe most of the competition comes.
And Morgan Freeman, I think, might get a nomination as well.
He should get a nomination for impersonation.
But they do that, right?
Yeah, they do that. He was good. I love Morgan Freeman. He's phenomenal.
All right, let me do one more wild card before we jump to another category. Brad Pitt. I know it's crazy, but I thought he was great in Inglourious Bastards. And if you said to me, who did I enjoy the most as an actor this year in a movie? I say Brad Pitt. And I'm not like a Brad Pitt fan or anything like that. Oh my God, I've always loved Brad Pitt. I just thought he knocked it out of the park in that movie. But I know it's a bit of an odd choice. Okay, now let's.
So gay.
That's another interpretation. Fair enough. All right, let's jump to Best Supporting Actress. Matt, lead off again.
Here's another one that I think is going to be a lock, and it's going to be Monique in Precious. Again, she won the same drill with Jeff Bridges. She won the SAG Award this past weekend. She won the Golden Globe. And it's one of those things that
the Critics' Choice Award.
She won the Critics' Choice Award.
Don't be dissing the Critics' Choice
Award.
Oh
no.
What did you host that or something?
I'm a non-dues paying member.
And as much as it's cliched to say that the Academy loves it when an actress will play the dowdy or ugly role, that's what she's done here, and they like to reward that.
She was great. She's going to win. I don't think she's going to win. She deserves it, and that's that.
No, let's move on. Because this is, in my mind, the most clear winner. Not only will she win, but 1,000,000% deserves it.
But there are other good. I thought both those women in Up in the Air were really good. But she, Anna Kendrick and Vera Farmiga. But she's going to win.
I don't know if you guys saw the pictures. Monique should shave her legs. Okay, but that notwithstanding, she was phenomenal in the movie.
I could see Kruger sneaking in too.
I think she'll get I think Diane Kruger from Inglourious Basterds will get a nomination. I think Monique's going to win, and I think I love to see the results. but I wouldn't be surprised if she.
I actually think a lot of the
were
acting.
like Nixon McGovern.
I actually think a lot of the acting awards this year are going to be pretty easy to call.
I agree.
Let's go to Best Adapted Screenplay next.
I'll start. I mean, I don't know. I think this is, if Up in the Air is going to win an award, this is where it could win it. Jason Reitman and the other guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that-
Sheldon Turner. Sorry, that's his name.
It was a very clever script. I liked it a lot. I don't mind if it wins.
a big departure from that original novel. It really turns it into a much more effective. Had they done more of a straight adaptation of that novel, you would have ended up with a much different, darker, tenser, almost thriller of a film.
Oh, that's
I
interesting.
think an education could possibly because people like Nick Hornby. I love Nick Hornby, and it's certainly an impressive shot at a screenplay
Precious
from
will
him.
get a nomination.
Precious will get a nomination. Yeah, sure. I forgot we were just talking about nominations. Yeah.
Yeah,
Crazy Heart could get a nomination.
Going along with the earlier gay theme, I really like Julie and Julia, and I'm probably alone in enjoying it as much as I did among us. But in the end, I still think
You liked the Amy Adams part of Julie and Julia?
it was okay. I didn't mind
It
it.
was half the movie.
I know. I didn't mind it. I mean, I loved, of course, Meryl Streep's role in that. So I like the movie a lot. So, but in the end, I think Precious is better as an adapted screenplay. I'm going heavy on Precious this time around.
Okay.
All right. So let's go to stick with that theme then. Best original screenplay, Matt.
Best original screenplay. I think A Serious Man could probably get a nomination here. I think The Hurt Locker will definitely get a nomination. I think that's my one that'll absolutely get a nomination. I'd be shocked if it didn't.
Yeah, I agree. I think and I think Inglourious Basterds is
Inglourious
unquestionably going to
Basterds.
get a nomination here. I think The Hurt Locker will get a nomination.
And the one I would be really disappointed by would be Avatar.
yeah.
If Avatar got a screenplay nomination, I'd be really
Yeah,
disappointed.
that's true. That'd be ridiculous. By the way, I think, and I'd like to see Up get a nomination.
Yeah, Matt stole my point because Avatar is the least original screenplay ever.
I would love to see Up get a nomination. In fact, if Up gets a nomination for Best Screenplay, it could have a shot at getting Best Film.
That would be great.
And, a lot of people have 500 Days of Summer here as a possibility. I didn't love that movie, but I see it. It's definitely original. But the one I'm rooting for to get a nomination is Hangover. That would be badass. I really enjoy that.
I don't think that'll get a nomination.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I can't predict these things. I'm terrible at it. I feel like that there is a movement afoot that partially because of the Batman stuff last year and the moving to the 10 nominations for the films, that there's that subtle pressure on people that hey,
be
just
more
because it was a popular, funny movie that everybody liked, it doesn't mean you can't nominate it. Doesn't mean it has to win. You don't have to vote for it, but it's okay to. It's
and
okay
we're
to
doing
put it on the-
nominations,
right.
so I'm throwing Hangover in there. Okay.
Right.
Best Supporting Actor, Matt.
There's one guy, and he's going to win it, and it's Christoph Waltz from Inglourious Basterds. And everyone else will be flattered to get the nomination, but they should just give it. They should give that to him at the beginning of the show, so that nobody's waiting. Because
Right.
You're just messing with the other guys
right,
nominated.
the only other person to me in my mind that's even close to even deserving it this year is Stanley Tucci. As much as I did not like that movie, as much as I did not like Lovely Bones, I think Tucci was really good in that.
Here's why I think that this whole process is messed up, because it only should be based on whoever is talking's opinion. Because as soon as you said that, Stanley Tucci, my thought went to what was, I think, Stanley Tucci's best performance of the year and what was worthy of being nominated for an Oscar, and that was as Paul Child in Julie and Julia.
On Best Actress, I'll start off actually. I know Meryl Streep will get nominated for Julie and Julia. I think, okay, now I'm getting a little ahead of myself and absolutely saying that, but I was leading into also Gabori Sidibe, if I'm saying that right, for Precious, and I like both those people. In the end, I'd probably go with Sidibe over Meryl Streep, even though, as you can tell, once again, building on the theme, I love Meryl.
Yeah, although I think the one to beat in this category is going to be Sandra Bullock for The Blind Side.
Mm-hmm.
Again, she's one of the ones. She won the SAG Award. She won the Golden Globe. She, at this point, is the favorite. Now, as far as the race is concerned, maybe peaked too early. She'll definitely get a nomination. And she may be the one to beat for the award.
I don't peak too early. It seems like, I don't know. I think she's, I don't know. It's not a great year. I mean, there's no obvious winner. I don't mean to knock their performances. They're all terrific. It's fun. Sandra Bullock seems delightful. She can win. It's fine with me. She was good. She was good, but I have no, I think Helen Mirren probably get nominated because she acted in a movie, and therefore she should get nominated. I mean,
Well,
but I don't mean that disparagingly. I mean, she was in a movie, therefore.
Well, and it's kind of that way with Meryl Streep, right?
Yeah,
she was in a
but she
movie.
was so good, and what's her name? Who was so good in education? Carey Mulligan.
Carey Mulligan.
I think she'll get nominated too. But Sandra Bullock seems to have the momentum. There could, you might be right because there could be some thought of really, I'm going to give this award to Sandra Bullock, which is too bad because she was good, and in considering what she's up against this year, I think it'd be great if she won.
And then every romantic comedy can start with starring Oscar-nominated actress or Oscar-winning Sandra Bullock.
Oh, they're already crazy. The promos this week for you can watch like 2 weeks' notice with Hugh Grant, which is not that bad, by the way. Like 1 million times on whatever channel it's on, Lifetime or TBS or whatever, and it's all like Golden Globe winner, SAG Award winner, Sandra Bullock. Yeah.
All right, and on Best Director, I'll start. Two guys in my mind are in a heat here: James Cameron and Quentin Tarantino. Now, I don't know if that's a dead heat in other people's minds. Obviously, Avatar is revolutionary, etc., so that merits very significant consideration. But I loved *Inglourious Basterds* so much, and I thought that was one of Tarantino's best work, unquestionably. So I'm not sure I've even made up my mind yet.
Here's
Go ahead.
the SAG, neither the SAG Awards nor the Golden Globe is a great predictor of what will win the Oscar. But when the SAG Awards do something surprising, that movie has always won the Oscar. It's only been going on 14 years. And the SAG Awards did something surprising. They gave it to *Inglourious Basterds*. They gave their ensemble cast *Inglourious Basterds*, which is their version of Best Picture. So you know what? *Inglourious Basterds* might win. I'm sorry, I've jumped to Best Picture. But we're just talking Best Director. They go hand in hand. I think here my prediction is, and my prayer is that they won't go hand in hand because I think James Cameron is almost certain to win Best Director. And I think they've given people, what I hope is that they've given people an excuse to give him the award for Best Director and then not feel compelled to, Avatar will obviously be nominated, to have to give Avatar Best Picture because it's a ridiculous Best Picture.
I think that we all agree that we'll see nominations for Avatar, Best Direction and Best Picture nominations for Avatar and Hurt Locker and *Inglourious Basterds, and probably Precious as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My personal feeling is, if it all happens that way, I think what you could end up, for whatever reason, you'll see one of two things happen. Either *Inglourious Basterds* will sweep and Tarantino will get Best Director and *Inglourious Basterds* will get Best Picture, or you'll see James Cameron get Best Director and Hurt Locker get Best Picture.
That's
because
what I thought.
think there'll be a weird Cameron Bigelow split there.
Okay, here's who should not win Best Picture. And I know we're getting a little ahead of ourselves here because it's about nominations. And I loved Precious, and I loved the acting in Precious, but they're not Best Picture.
No,
okay.
But Lee Daniels directed it, and Up in the Air, directed by Jason Reitman, who was a co-writer too. I think both those are going to get nominated for both. But those guys are going to go, and they're going to have a great, awesome evening.
And the case for Avatar winning, I'm sorry, Ben, is that, look, if you're one of the highest-grossing movies of all time, one of the most popular movies of all time.
By the time the Oscars happen, Avatar will be, by any count, it'll be the most financially successful movie of all time.
I think
that's a good case to be made. That hell, you were the Best Picture that year.
Here's why I think that argument is horse crap, and why
I agree with you that it's crap, but
we don't give the Pulitzer Prize to John Grisham. Everybody bought the book. What are you talking about? Everybody saw the book. It was the best book of the year. Here's the Pulitzer Prize. Like, that's not what this is about. So it doesn't make any difference how many people buy the movie, how many people go to see the movie. That's fine. That's for sell. This is not about. Otherwise, why would we even have the ceremony? You won. Congratulations. Here's an Oscar. You have $2 billion worth of tickets.
But they're trying to be more populist this year.
I understand they're trying to be more populist, and obviously they might. And it was apparently really innovative. Like, the farther I get away from it, the less I care.
Right.
But it was, and it should get nominated, and it was clearly we're undervaluing the actor's performance in it. What they did was hard. I get it, and he clearly putting this all together. It's exactly what a director did. He had a vision. He created a whole universe. I got it. Doesn't make it the best story. Because first of all, the story, as we said, is the story was stolen.
It was stolen from the Navi. The script was originally called Unobtainium, and they stole it from them. And you know, my final thought will be: look, the movie I want to keep watching over and over is Inglourious Basterds. Like Avatar, yeah, I saw it. Great, I'm done. Right? I want to go back to Inglourious Basterds. So that's why I think it should win. But
and for that matter, I want to see Up get a straight up Best Picture nomination.
that would be great too.
I think that it's almost criminal that Pixar keeps getting relegated to kind of this ghetto of animated film.
Totally, it should unquestionably be nominated. And by the way, you could make an argument that it should win, and that for Best Song, the Academy should step up and say, "Oh my God, we made a horrible mistake last year and didn't even nominate the wrestler. I'm sorry, we're going to give it to Bruce Springsteen for last year's song because not nominating it was egregious."
All right, we'll end on that note.
Okay.
We'll see if we're right soon enough.
Listen what I say.